Hey everyone. Happy February. We are going to talk about in these particular videos currently. We're going to talk about your soul's path. We're going to talk about life purposes. Um, like I've been starting these videos out, this is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. These messages, I would say, check your rising and or your moon sign, because that I feel those messages will really be of resonance to you and who you are. Um, but if you are a sun sign in Cancer, these messages may also resonate with you as well. Okay. Um, but as we move forward, we're just going to pull oracle messages today. I'm not going to be utilizing any tarot cards. This is just if for those of you who just have that question, right? um, why am I here? Why do I exist? Why, some of you guys may have an existence that has been very grueling and very difficult and very hard, or maybe there's just a certain pattern in your life. Maybe things for the most part, they're fine in your life, but there's just this pattern, maybe in relationships, or maybe a pattern with money and career, um, bad patterns with family and heritage, uh, different troubles with your belief system, divinity. Is there a divine entity? Are there divine entities? Is there such thing as divinity at all? Like, our life existence and our purpose. Some people, don't believe that we really have a purpose, and that's fine. But I believe that when it comes to a purpose, I feel like there is a huge umbrella to multiple purposes that we actually have, different shoes that we fill in each lifetime, or just in the life that we live now. And sometimes we live out that purpose because our eyes have been opened to that. Um, some of us do not live out that purpose because I believe that everything boils down to choices and decisions. So, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising signs, everything in your life is based on choice. Okay. Now, there may be some occurrences that may have happened in your life that just were out of your control and out of your hands. Those are not the situations I'm talking about. I mean, when it comes down to what it is that you could do in any given situation, you have the choice to decide. It doesn't matter what's going on. Okay. Um, so that's just my belief. Again, it's totally fine if your belief is different. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to give as much information and knowledge that I have in my from my spirit, from my the entities of light and benevolence and knowledge that I work with, and giving you my own medicine and helping you understand your medicine. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it, Cancer. I hope that that made sense in a nutshell. But whatever questions that you might have as far as why am I here, why do I exist, or why is my existence that the way it is, why do I exist like this, or why do I keep attracting certain people in my life, why, I'm here to kind of answer the why as best I can. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do, we're going to pull the first card, and it's going to represent the umbrella of your purpose or why you are here. Okay. And then the other cards that we pull will be the other aspects of that umbrella of purpose, and how that plays into who you are and what is hindering you and what can help you moving forward. Okay. And we're going to get in, the first card is of the umbrella aspect, the big scope, the grand scale of your soul's path, but also giving us a little bit of insight into who you are. And sometimes who we truly are on this, from a deeper level, we don't really realize it. And sometimes we can find ourselves living a lie a lot of the time, or just living life based on religion or based on how we were raised or what our parents told us is so or what is not so, based on societal norms or requirements, what have you. Um, it takes a lot of bravery to truly dig deep within yourself and really determine who you are and live according to uh, those aspects and to the truth that you're finding within yourself. Okay. So that's what I'm here to guide you to, if you will let me, if my energy resonates with you. Okay, Cancer. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for your life path. Who are you? Why are you here in the grand scale of things? All right, Cancer. You received the dragonfly. I love seeing that. That is very beautiful. Okay. This is your true existence. This is what your soul is trying to remind you of. Okay. Whether you're living up to that or not, that's up to you. But this is your soul and what your spirit is asking you to recognize about yourself. You have the choice to see this or not. That's completely up to you. If you think this is complete baloney, that's totally fine. But when it comes to life paths and life purposes, there can be a bit of a struggle there, like a tug and pull between like what is reality or what is not, or what's logical and what's not. Um, but you got the dragonfly, and in this particular existence, in this life, in your life, okay, you are meant to change something. There's a drastic change that you are supposed to experience in this lifetime, and it's supposed to improve you moving forward on your soul's path. Okay. So to me, transformation, is very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Okay. To the point where, because transformation, like the card says, it is magic, right? It's, the card says dragonfly and has magic right after that. um Magic is not in the sense of, me as a spiritual practitioner, or someone who practices magic, and and things of that sort, in my personal life. And for those of you who practice magic yourselves, you will understand that magic is not like in the storybooks. It can be just as positive. But when it comes to magic, it is very transformative. Practicing magic in your life, and I'm not saying that you have to be a part of the occult. You don't have to be, a witch or a warlock or whatever they call it. You don't have to be any of those things. You don't have to label yourself as those things. Magic is life, right? And your existence is supposed to be a very magical one, meaning that magic is all about transforming things from what was into what is and what will be. It's all about shape shifting and changing and being okay with those changes, being okay with the discomfort, because magic does have a moment of discomfort. It's not always unicorns and rainbows, and it's not flicking a wand and things just changing and no problem. Sometimes, a lot of the times when it comes to magic, and it's transformative, it is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's painful. Some magic is painful. um some magic in your life may seem that it is unsafe to approach at times. Some magic in your life or transformation needs time, it needs your patience, right? Cancer. So if there's a part of yourself in this particular path in your soul's journey, if you find yourself so afraid of waiting because you feel like you're missing out on something, or you feel like you may miss something along the way, if you wait, you feel like, I need to hurry up and get to this point. No, I don't want to really focus on the pain. I really don't want to focus on the discomfort right now. That's not really in my best interest. I just want things to hurry up. I need the results now. That is what will hinder you. In It will hinder you from this beautiful magic that can occur in your life. And it can be romance, it could be platonic, it can be with a work situation, it can be with your finances in general, it can be with your family, it can just be with your self-esteem, your beliefs, whatever, or all of the above, right? Um, you have to be brave, Cancer. You are a very brave soul. Do you see that you are blessed? Do you see that you are magic? Bottom of the deck, we have the Raven, says the shaman. Okay. Some of you guys are very spiritually inclined, whether you realize it or not, whether you have even, and it does not, you don't have to be, again, you can be of any religion. Okay. You don't even have to be religious. You can be of any religion. You can be of, you know, of any spiritual background. It doesn't matter whatever culture you're a part of. You have spiritual inclinations. Sometimes when you realize you have a superpower or you have a special gift, that gift, you have a choice to use that gift for good or for evil. You have the choice to use your gifts to help other people or to use it for selfish reasons. Okay. There are things that you've been shown, Cancer, in this lifetime. There's you, even through in the dream state, you may have had astral projections. Okay. You may have seen a spirit before in person. Some of you guys may have seen a ghost, or I don't know. Like, there are those of you, you may have stories that you may not tell other people, but you've had these experiences. Okay. You may take it to the grave. You may not say anything to anybody about it. Some of you guys, you may only tell a close friend or family member about it. Okay. um some of you guys are just open about it, right? You are very sensitive to the invisible. What is invisible to other people is not invisible to you. This is your true magical existence. This is why you exist. You exist to help the world and help others around you, and also even to help those in the spirit realm level up. Just because we pass on into the spirit realm and we die does not mean the story ends there. There's a new story that comes out of death, right? For both the living and those who are deceased on this planet. You have the ability, Cancer, to help and aid other people on this planet to grow and transform. And you can also do it in the spirit realm. You can also utilize and gain support from the spirit realm to help other people. Now, again, I'm not saying that you have to be a tarot reader or a spiritual practitioner. You don't have to be a magic worker or anything like that. But when you talk to people, when people connect with you, there's a sense, again, of magic. There's a sense of otherworldly qualities that stand out to people that you may not recognize within yourself. Some of you guys may have been misunderstood growing up, or maybe you're just weird, right? Or maybe you just had like your own little group of people that really understood each other. You guys understood each other because you guys are probably just weird to other people, but you guys were normal to each other. You guys were each other's refuge. It just really depends. Um, but I'm getting the sense that some of you, Cancer, be very careful, because if there's some toxicity or any demons that are holding you hostage, your gifts can be sacrificed. Some of you guys may have sacrificed your gifts, or you've chosen to no longer use your gifts anymore. Some of you guys may have changed religion or gone the religious route. and you're just like, I don't want to be a part of this spiritual path anymore. I prefer to, take on this religion or this one God or whatever. And some of you guys are leaving religion and you are moving down a more liberated, or I don't want to say religion is not, I don't want to disrespect religion, but religion is very, it has a lot of rules, right? But the spirit realm or the spiritual path, the shaman path, the shamanistic path does have its rules as well. It's just that religion and shamanism and, different forms of spirituality have their rules, and some are more restrictive than others, right? So some of you guys are taking more of a restrictive approach and you're just like, I like the rules, I like feeling safe and secure. And others of you are just deciding, I don't really care about the rules and feeling safe. I actually want to venture out and try to step into the unknown, right? So it really depends on where you are on the spectrum and what you decide. um Sorry guys, let me just keep a look on the time. Okay. Give me 1 second, you guys. I had an order coming in. So I don't want to I'm just gonna, I'll be right back. I don't want to disrupt this. I hate to do this, but let me just go ahead and make sure my order is here and I'll be right back. All right, Cancer, we're back. So sorry about that. Now, back to, okay, so some of you guys are just realizing, or you're being guided to ask the question, do I really want these gifts? Are the, is this something that I want? Do I want to utilize these gifts, or is it something that I just kind of want to put on the back burner in my life? Again, it all depends on you. Do I want to step into something new? Do I play around with this and entertain this for a while and see where it gets me? Or do I just, play the cautionary card and I just kind of stay away from it? You have the choice, Cancer. Okay. But is it an easy choice? No. All I can see in this life is that whatever choice that you make, if it is guiding you towards this magic and transformative energy and shifting you towards a better version of yourself, as long as that is happening in this life on your soul's journey, then you're on the right track, right? So, but it really depends on if you really want, like, how badly do you want this magic? How what are you willing to experience? Do you want to experience the pain and or do you want to ignore it? Is it too much for you? That's what's really going to determine whether you actually experience this magic. It's really up to you. Okay, so let's keep going. What's interesting is I can hear the crows outside of my window, out of my back door. It's very interesting that you have a crow card here, or a raven, should I say? It's a raven, but it's interesting that those beautiful black birds are having conversations out there. They were definitely not this loud the past few days, so that might be saying something to you, Cancer. There's something about the raven or the crow that has something very significant in your life. Okay. And there may be some type of spiritual communication that's coming to you to help you understand who you are and your abilities. Okay. Because you definitely do have some spiritual abilities or some magical abilities here in this lifetime, or just as a soul. Maybe not just in this lifetime if you don't believe in, but just on your soul's journey, you have some amazing abilities, Cancer. Okay. Let's see. Cancer, ancestors of light, spirits of light. Okay, yeah. So definitely you are in desire of things, for sure. Who doesn't have desires, right? There are things that you want, right? At least in this life for right now. There are things that you want. What's interesting, The number 12 is very significant for you. So the number 12 may be a number that you can write down. It could be a date and time. It could be a month, the 12th month. It could be the 12th day of a month, the 12th week of the year. I don't know. A 12-week cycle. Or it could just be a specific number. Okay. But the number 12, the number 3, and the number 48. But 4 and 8 is 12. So take that as you will. So those are a couple of numbers that you can hold on to and utilize for any messages. So if you see that number, maybe really understand what those numbers are. Okay, 12, 3, and 48. Like I was saying earlier, because at the bottom of this deck you have slow and steady wins the race. Or it just says slow and steady, but that's what comes to mind. Slow and steady wins the race. But like I don't believe that there's a race to do anything, honestly, when it comes to a soul's path. Like there's no race. Everybody moves at their own pace, right? As long as you reach your destination and your goals, then you're good. But or maybe, okay, maybe that's why that came out, because the card does not say slow and steady wins the race. It just says slow and steady. But that's interesting. That just kind of randomly popped out of my mouth. But maybe that's how you feel, Cancer. Maybe there are those of you feel like this is a race, like life is a race of some kind, right? Like I need to hurry up and get to a certain point or reach a certain goal. No. This transformation, this magic that's brewing inside of you is not something to be rushed. It's just disrespectful to the process. It's disrespectful to your magic, right? Or just to the magic itself. Why rush it? There's no need. Whatever's happened to you in your life, whatever happened in a past life, something happened where you lost patience. You just lost all sense of patience and you don't want to wait anymore. And you need to get back to that, Cancer. There was some type of transformation that you have gone through, maybe in a past life or in your past, where it wasn't a good transformation. It was a transformation for the worse. Something happened where your entire perspective changed. It changed. And now you feel that you have to have control, or else everything will just fall apart. That's what's in your mind for some of you. So you don't need to race. Being slow and steady is not thinking about a race. That's the way I see it. Slow and steady is just thinking about the journey. Some of you maybe in your youth. Okay, this just came to mind. Some of you in your youth, maybe you were treated as if you were slow. Maybe you were a slow learner. You took a little bit more time in understanding things. And maybe some of you guys still, like, it takes you a minute to understand certain things, and that's fine, right? I believe in diversity in every aspect of life, not just in how we look, okay? Our brains are set up different, right? For a reason. We live in a world where, at least where I live in the United States, I don't know if there's any of you guys who live outside of the United States, but the school system, you're put in a huge building full of kids around your age, right? And you're told you need to understand and learn these things at a certain speed, and by the certain time you should be able to understand how to read, write, do math, do all types of math, right? And all types of literature and history and know all these things. And it leaves no room for those of us or those out there who were born into this world to just teach people, like, hey, it's fine. We don't need to rush. We don't need to rush. There are those of you or those of us in the world who were born to show people how to slow down, to be at peace and content with where they are. But we live in a world where no one's paying attention to that. They are rejecting it, right? So there are those of you, Cancer, maybe you just feel like you were born in a world where you were just not accepted. You had to be a certain way ASAP. You had to conform now, right? You need to understand this now. Maybe there's something when it comes to romantic partnerships or friendships that you just don't understand. And so people tend to break up with you really quickly. Or they're just like, yeah, you don't really understand this. You don't understand me. So I'm going to have to go, right? Maybe there are those of you who just have a hard time keeping relationships. And that's hurtful, right? It's hurtful. But Cancer, just understand, like, you're being watched. You're gonna be, like, in a good way, you're being looked after, you're protected, right? And there are spirits on the dark and the light side watching you, and you have to decide which side you want to be on, obviously, and that's where the magic steps in. That's where the magic comes in, where you have to realize, like, there are things that I don't understand. There are things that I just don't get. There are things that don't make any sense to me, but I'm open to the path that is going to guide me to clarity and understanding, right? That's a long journey. That's a long time, right? So I would say if there's anything that you need to hurry up and do, Cancer, is just embrace yourself and love yourself, because there are people out there who truly understand you, or who will, if you open yourself up to that. What you want, you are not, um, you're not going to be rejected. If you feel like you're a black sheep of your family, or you feel like, you're just the odd one, and you just kind of feel like, the universe or God is just being like, yeah, Cancer, like, you know you don't need any blessings. Yeah, I know that you have desires, but, like, I don't think you need that, right? No, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. You deserve happiness just like everyone else. Happiness is our birthright, right? So if you're kind of living life feeling as if, I'm not really worthy, or I don't know, I don't really deserve that, you know, um, that's what's hindering you. Being slow means being steady sometimes, and it's okay. If you were a kid, or if even now, if it takes you some time to understand certain things or to learn something, that's fine. Embrace that. Maybe you're going to actually help some people understand, like, listen, I may not understand what you understand, and I may not understand it at the time that you understood it, but I'm going to get there, right? To me, the best blessing you can never receive in life is happiness and liberation and confidence in who you are. To me, that's the biggest blessing anybody can receive above anything. When you realize that you're a blessing, life is a blessing, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, Cancer. Oops. All right, let's see here. We're going to pull two more oracle messages, you guys. Cancer, for their life path and purpose. Yeah, so you have traveler, move in a new direction. Okay, so there's, like I said, there's definitely some transformation that needs to happen if it hasn't happened already in your life. There's just, if this is spiritual or religious, you're going to be going in a brand new direction with that. If it's a relationship or romantic partnerships, maybe you're just going to change up how you date, or you're going to change up, the friends that you hang out with, or the people that you affiliate yourself with. Um, There is always a better direction for all of us. Like there is no one on this planet where, you're just stuck. I don't believe in being stuck. I believe that we choose to stay imprisoned. It takes a very brave soul and it takes a lot of patience to sit and think about, okay, I'm here now. I really don't like being here right now. I need to find a way out, right? It's just all about finding a way out. It's not like the way out is always going to be presented to you and with, lock and key, you know what I mean? It's not always like that. Sometimes, life is an escape room. Some situations are just an escape room. You really have to look around and understand, like, how do I plan my escape out of this? I really don't want to be in here anymore. You know, I really don't want to be in this situation anymore. I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. You know, how do I go about getting out? Right? Instead of in panic mode all the time, like, what do I do? How do I, you don't always, sometimes the best, and also you have to realize, how do I get out of this peacefully? You know what I mean? Without causing a ruckus. Some situations you're going to have to like bust a door down or break a window to get out. Right. Um, but other situations, sometimes you just need to find a way out where it's like, okay, how do I just unlock the door and leave? You know what I mean? And just go mind my business and do my thing, right? So it just really does depend on your journey and just the process of finding a better path, a new direction, right? And like I was saying, well, I didn't even see this. It says peacekeeper. You have let go of the need to be right. So yeah, sometimes Cancer, if there is a relationship in your life or just multiple relationships in your life and you just feel like you need to have the last say, what have you, and you're constantly arguing, maybe you guys like to argue a lot and you just really want people to understand like your perspective. Sometimes you just have to just leave it alone. Some people are just not going to see what you see. Some people are not going to understand what you understand. And sometimes you're not going to understand what other people understand, right? So if there's those of you that are still fighting with somebody and you just won't let it go, or somebody else is fighting with you and they just won't let it go, um, that's something to pay attention to. Okay. This is all about, if you have to make your exit, make it peacefully. Okay. Make your exit peaceful. If there's a conversation that you would like to have with somebody, make it peaceful. If there's someone who wants to have a relationship or a conversation with you, just be certain that what they're bringing to the table is not going to cause a fire, okay, or cause chaos. Make sure that they're coming to you peacefully and respectfully. Maybe I think that that's the new direction that you're taking in your life, is just to decide. Some of you guys, maybe there's anger management that you guys need to, maybe you're going to therapy and trying to control your anger. Maybe some of you guys may have anger issues, that has really caused some trouble in your life, okay, and caused relationships to explode, when they really didn't have to. So maybe that's something about yourself that's really transforming and changing, and you're realizing, I really don't need to fight. I just need to live. I just need to exist in my own peaceful realm, in my palace, right? All right, Cancer. One last card for you guys. Open your heart. Yeah. Open your heart, Cancer. It's okay. Don't close your heart off. Don't close your heart off to greater possibilities, giving and receiving. I can't remember who got this card. Um, it might have been Pisces or Aries, but anyway, um, feel your emotions, okay? Accept all forms of love. If there is someone who really loves you and they're really trying to reconcile with you, or they're really trying to make sure that you're okay, or they're just, whatever it is, Cancer, that someone is trying to communicate to you, be peaceful about it. If they're being peaceful, you be peaceful about it, right? If there's something that you really, really need them to hear and understand, make sure you're bringing it to them in a peaceful way, okay? And vice versa. Make sure if somebody's bringing something to you, make sure they're bringing it to you in a peaceful way. Okay. This is all about equal give and take. Okay. Be careful who you're being generous to. Be cautious about that. And be careful of what you are receiving, because some people may be wrapping poison in a pretty bow in a box for you and you won't even realize it. Okay. So be careful what people are giving you, because sometimes you don't even realize that the person who's giving to you is actually your enemy in this life. Okay. So be careful of your relationships. Be careful of, you know, the direction that you're going in. Travel, move with caution and be steady. Don't rush, because that is how you get yourself into really, really bad situations. Okay. So protect yourself. Much love and light to all of you, Cancer. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, guys.